All right, Shalom Yasharallah. All right, Shalom Israel. Before we go any further within this lesson, we're going to open up by giving all praises, honor, and glory with infinite blessings unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And I also want to give double honors to our beloved elder bishops and to the other apostles, the great millstone that teach well and that we well. With much blessings and salutations going out to the hopeful elect, to the Akim, Wafi Akarf that are tuning in. All right, and to the Akim, laboring within this truth, scattered across the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to you and to your households, man. All right, gonna make this lesson, edifying and quick, straight and to the point. Yahweh Ratazah, it is, edifying, man, because through the spirit and power of the Lord, I was able to, catch up on some knowledge, that the brother Malakia from, GMS Temple put me on in a very edifying video, all right, which he brought it to my attention that DHS, all right, which is the Department Homeland Security, all right, has announced a full suspension of immigration and naturalization from 19 countries. All right, and we're going to get into these words, man, all right? But it says, the affected nations are Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of Congo. It says Equatorial Guinea. Salaki, you got to bear with me. All right, I'm not, really too good at pronouncing these, these certain countries, but I'll try my best. But it says Equatorial of Guinea, Ghana, I think that's Guinea. All right, it says Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Syria, Lebanon, it says Togo, and Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Okay, so what we're seeing right now, man, is another tactic of Esau Edom, all right, and another crackdown, all right, of this devil, and basically showing you people that he's not playing. Okay, and this is this might be seen as a heroic step, or an improvement for the United States of America, a huge step of a progression for the United States being back at its pinnacle, being back on top, and ultimately, as that slogan goes, MAGA, making America great again. But really, man, this is just it's gonna bring more chaos, to the U.S. and especially this is gonna affect you people. All right, either you be a United States citizen or not. Okay, and so this was passed. All right, December, or which looked like it was spoken about more so on December, and passed, all right, December 2nd, 2025, which yesterday was December, today is it's December 3rd right now. Yesterday was December 2nd. Right now it's 3:44 a.m. But this is coming out, man, all right, and it says policy memorandum, all right, and it says subject hold in review of all pending asylum applications and USCIS benefit applicants filled by aliens from high-risk countries, which aliens would just mean foreigners, okay, which would be these immigrants, all right, those same immigrants during the Biden administration, all right, the time of Joe Biden being in office, let all these immigrants come in, the U.S., man. Okay, millions, all right, to 70 millions, all right, hundreds of millions of immigrants, you know, uh, came through these borders. Barakia Yahweh Bashim Ashai Salakia. I think it's my allergies, man, but it says purpose. Effective immediately. So this went into play immediately as soon as it's been passed. It says this memorandum directs U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS personnel to, in which I believe a memorandum is a law. Bear with me for a second. Let's see. Let's get that. What is a? What is a? What is a? You know, I'm spelling it wrong. It's all right though. A memorandum or memo is a written message used to communicate information, requests, or announcements primarily within an organization. Okay, which this organization would be the government. All right, and this written memo or this message, okay, or this announcement, all right, which would be what's currently, all right, been done. All right, the full suspension of immigration and naturalization from 19 countries, man. All right, so they basically saying they're not allowing any more people that are not of U.S. citizenship, all right, that was not born in America, all right, Babylon the Great, starting from, December 2nd, in which this was pushed out to come into the U.S., man. All right, and let's get into it. So we're going to read a little bit of more of it. Let's get to these bullet points. So the first bullet point says, place a hold on all forms I-589 application for, let's enlarge it. It says application for asylum and for withholding of removal, regardless of the alien's country, all right, which is immigrants, or nationality, pending a comprehensive review. It says place a hold on pending benefit requests for aliens from countries listed in Presidential Proclamation PPP, Salakia PP 10949, restricting the entry of foreign nationals to protect the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats, pending a comprehensive review, regardless of entry date, and conduct a comprehensive review on approved benefit requests for aliens from countries listed in PP 10949 who entered the United States on or after January 2021, in which I do believe around that time, January 2021, Biden, all right, was in office. His, Joe Biden was what? Presidential. Joe Salakia. All right, and yeah, it says Joe Biden continues as the 46th president of the United States, beginning with his inauguration on January 2021 and ended on January 2025. January 2025. All right. So yeah, in which we already understand, we've seen, all right, how when Biden was in office, how he allowed millions of these immigrants to come in, all right, from these borders, all right, from all around the world. And, it was all a tactic of, Esau, Edom, this devil. We're not dumb, man. All right, we already understand how this man gets down. Okay. He creates a problem, all right, so he can come with a solution. It's called something called problem, action, solution, man. You make the problem, okay, you come up with the action to resolve that problem, and then you have the solution, in which the solution is, him coming with order out of the chaos that he's making. All right, because now that this is passed, okay, and that, they're not accepting any more immigrants or, allowing for the immigrants that's even over here in the U.S. to gain citizenship. This can all, start a something called, what's the perfect word I'm looking for? It's um it's terrorism. It's a not foreign terrorism, but domestic terrorism. All right, and this is what they're trying to push out, bro. All right, so guess who they're gonna blame for these upcoming, T attacks and all these destructive events that's about to start taking place in 2026, man. You're gonna start blaming these immigrants, man. And guess what he's gonna keep doing? He's gonna keep coming down with, all right, his the National Guard, okay, ICE, in which they're gonna step it up from just ICE taking these street vendors and these jakes that work at these farms and Home Depots and certain places. They're going to start stepping it up, man. They're going to start coming with the action force, the action squad. All right, they're going to going to come with the deadly lethals, man. Deadly force. They're going to use deadly force, man, to ultimately exterminate the problem, man. Which this is what this administration is painting Jake says, man. This is the time of Jacob's trouble, bro. Really. All right, because they're complaining about how these immigrants are doing this and doing that, but guess who's the main focus? All right, it's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, man. All right, ICE ain't coming for nobody else but you Israelites, man. But hey, we warned you about it. All right, it's known as the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. But it says the memorandum mandates that all aliens meeting these criteria undergo a thorough re-review. Yeah. So if you already have your green card or you're in the process of getting or becoming a U.S. citizen, man, they're gonna make it even harder for you people, all right, you immigrants, and even some of you Jakes, okay, to finalize and to become, a U.S. citizen, man. Okay, you seen Trump, this nigga Trump selling green cards for like $5 billion or some shit like that. How much is it? $1 million or something like that. Oh, gold card, fast track visas. This nigga, bro, this shit is even on the White House. Fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump launches the Gold Card program. Today, President Donald J. Trump signed an executive order to create the Gold Card visa program, facilitating expedited immigration for aliens who make significant financial gifts to the United States. The order directs the Secretary of Commerce in coordination with the Secretaries of State and Homeland Security to establish a Gold Card program. The program facilitates expedited immigrant visas for aliens, donating $1 million individually or $2 million if paid for by a corporation or similar entity on the behalf of an individual. The order instructs that these gifts serve as evidence of exceptional business ability and national benefit, expediting adjudication consistent with legal and security concerns. The order directs the Secretary of Commerce to deposit the gifts into the Treasury and use them to promote commerce in American industry. All right, which is this bullshit, man. All right, basically, these niggas just trying to run you Jakes off, man. All right, because they don't want you here, bro. All right, it's being known that these damn devils don't want Jake around anymore, man. You don't want these devils don't want, okay, you Israelites, all right, around no more, man. Since President Trump signed an executive order Friday to offer a fast-track gold card visas to people willing to pay $1 million or more. The Trump Gold Card is here, reads a government website, which features a mock-up of a bright gilded card and boasts with a photo of Trump, his signature, and images of a bald eagle and the Statue of Liberty. All right, which that eagle goes back to Rome. All right. Rome. okay, which this spiritually is Rome. America is spiritually Rome today. All right. Let me see if I can back that up. It says under the Gold Card program, which Mr. Trump first floated in February, non-Americans who give a gift over at least $1 million to the Commerce Department will be eligible for expedited process to gain an immigration visa. All right. Which ain't no fucking immigrant got a million bones. Your average American don't even have 2 racks, all right, in their savings. Let alone a million. Okay, for an immigrant. All right, so that's a slap in the face. All right. Ancient. Let me see. Ancient Rome. All right, it says the ancient Roman eagle or aquila was a powerful symbol of the Roman Empire, representing military might, glory in the god Jupiter. It was the principal standard of each legion, and its loss was considered a catastrophic disgrace, leading to immense shame and the possibility of disbanding the legion. The aquilifar was the soldier responsible for carrying and protecting the eagle standard, a position of great honor and danger, all right, in which America, all right, we understand that, what's the, the symbol for America, man, their mascots, it's an eagle, bro, it's the same shit, all right, there ain't nothing new under the sun, bro, because Babylon the Great, aka America, all right, is spiritually Sodom, okay, spiritually Egypt, and spiritually Rome, all right, those former captivities, and what you see today, all right, through not the agriculture, but the the infrastructure of how America is set up in its certain capitals in certain places around the world, that you see that they have designs and architect which symbolizes or referencing to these ancient previous captivities, man, or kingdoms that were before America, man. All right, in which this just goes to show you, man, the aquila, all right, was a symbol of the Romans, man, in which they believed it to be hope, brave, great honor, all right, just like the American eagle symbol, man. All right, but that wasn't the point. I just wanted to get that. But the point is, let's get some scriptures, man. Let's get some scripts, man. All right. What's that? Ecclesiastes. It's all the way at the bottom, right? 5 and 15. So the book of Ecclesiasticus, which is also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 15. It says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. All right, so don't be blind to this, or don't think of this to be as nothing, man, or Trump is this administration is really going on its word, and doing what they said they would do, making this place great again, and fixing up the economy, and etc. And this is a huge step for America's success. But which really, man, this is not this wasn't for you people, man. This was for these damn devils to move forth, within their fourth IR, man, fourth industrial revolution. All right, because this is not only going to affect the immigrants, or the aliens, as they like to say, these foreigners that are over here, legally or illegally. This is also going to affect you, already a Babylonian peon workers, man. It says U.S. halts all immigration cases, including citizenship ceremonies for nationals of 19 countries. Internal guidance says, it's gonna be some shit going on, man. All right, in this upcoming year, 2026. It says the Trump administration has halted all immigration applications filed by people from 19 countries, its latest move to restrict legal immigration pathways following the shooting of 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C., in which they're using this whole T attack, all right, which was obviously orchestrated from this fucking government, man. As a catalyst, to pass these bills, man. This is how they move, bro. If you haven't, man, you ain't got it figured out yet, man. You don't know your enemy yet. You don't know how your enemy moves, man. Because guess what? He definitely knows how you move. He got you figured down to the fucking T. All right. It's a cunning hunter, scripture says. All right. But it says in Washington, D.C. last week, according to eternal government guidance and a source familiar with the move, the internal U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services guidance obtained by CBS News, fuck CBS, all right, shows the agency directed employees on Monday to stop final adjudication on all cases. Let's get this word adjudication, because I've heard this before, and I read about it in fucking high school. Adjudication, the process, the action or processing of adjudicating. Okay, it says on all cases, which I'm thinking that means to go forth with all cases or processing. It says involving individuals from 19 nations. It says involving individuals from 19 nations that are facing. Again. It says involving individuals from 19 nations that are facing restrictions under a proclamation President Trump issued in June. Colloquially, that proclamation is known as the travel ban. Yeah, man. So you motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to get in or really to get out. All right. And the scripture talks about that a man should desire to go into a city and not should be able to. And that's 2 Ezra. All right. In which this is not just one form of, being able to come in or out of the state. But that's really everywhere around the world, because you're going to have checkpoints and places set up around airports. Okay. These places of traveling, like these train stations, most important major one is the airport. Okay. Borders. All right. State lines. It's all going to be under heavy. It's going to all be heavily secured under surveillance, man, by the state. Okay. But it says that pause includes the completion of citizenship ceremonies for legal U.S. permanent residents from the list of 19 countries who were on the cusp of becoming naturalized American citizens. So guess what? They worked that hard. They learned the fucking whatever they got to learn about this weak-ass country, man. So that they can work, and really to be a fucking slave in this place. And now they're being turned down because, now they're going to be finna get hunted, bro. These people finna come after these damn immigrants, man. And really, they finna come after you, Jakes. All right? They just using this shit as an excuse to come after the other Lord's people, man. All right? But don't get me wrong, man. You immigrants, these heathens, you foreigners, y'all gonna get it too, man. But really, they're gonna be targeting Jake. They already did it once, all right? And they still doing it with this whole ICE shit. So you think they really gonna get on the rest of these? They're gonna get on y'all, man. They're gonna get on the Lord's people, because really, man, this is the Lord that's doing this. This ain't fucking government, man. This is all Yahweh Shai doing this. Okay? And we're entering into a time known as Jacob's trouble, man. All right, a time like never seen before. So let's get Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. All right, I'm gonna make this quick. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. All right, so the book of Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6, because this is a time like never seen before, and we're entering into those times, man. All right, and you got to brace yourself and prepare for these times, because this shit is not what you think it is. So Jeremiah chapter, bark my head when I know this shit. But Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6, it says, actually now, and see whether a man does travail with child? Question mark. All right, and this is what the prophet Jeremiah is seeing in a vision, man. All right, a vision of shit. the present, the future, all right, that we're in, which it's not even the future no more. It's becoming the present, man. As the days go on, because this is a biblical prophecy in which Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai through his power and their might, all right, which, the Lord is making come to pass, bro. He told you in the book of Ezekiel, man, that, that he's going to make that proverb to cease in the land of Israel. And that proverb is the saying of infidelity of that the Lord is not going to make, come to pass his words, man, which are faithful and true. And that's just the thought of 2/3 of our people, man. All right, but surely he's making that come to pass, man. All right, and like the elder Kanaki Allah from JMS Temple was saying, it's going to take these people off guard because they're not watching, the steps. They can't see the steps of, the progression of these prophecies unfolding and things that are lining up the place. But we can see these things, man. So, it seems like it's taking a little minute for the believers, but because we can see each step that leads up to these, these prophecies come to pass. All right, but surely, these things are happening faster than we think. And for the rest of these people that don't believe, these 2/3, man, these people are just through because it's going to take them as a thief in the night. All right. So Jeremiah 30:6 says, "Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child?" Question mark. So he's asking like, damn, man, niggas give birth. Niggas, pop out a child. It says, "Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins?" So he's seeing men, grown ass men, okay, with their hands on their stomach, man, trying to stomach, to hold their shit together. Why? All right, because they're in shock, they're in fear, man, they're scared. All right, it says, "As a woman in travail," so as a woman that's about to give, deliver the baby, man. All right, that's about to give birth. All right, he's seeing grown men acting like straight bitches, man. All right, going through a painful pregnancy that a woman would go through, but yet they're not going through no pregnancy, man. All right, what they're going through is torment. All right, anguish. All right, their fear. And it says, "In all faces are turned into paleness." All right, that paleness represents a sickness. If you ever watch a cartoon or any show or movie or anything, to where a person would be so scared, or the character would be so scared that paleness would come over their face, cover their face, of they would be either in shock or in fear. Okay, and to resemble that fear, all right, their skin would turn a gradient blue to a blackish to a whitish palish, as if they give up the ghost. This is how the prophet Jeremiah was seeing men, grown ass men, bro. Okay, men in this time. Okay, as if they gave up the ghost, man. Verse 7 says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble." All right, so this is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. It's a time like never seen before or never happened upon this earth, in which we're approaching these times, man. So we're going to see a lot of shit, a lot of gruesome things, man. And a lot of wild things are about to unfold in these times, man. All right, and this devil, Esau Edom's going to, get in his trick bag. He finna get in his fucking bag, man. All right. That's why he coming out with all these crazy ass shits and, orchestrating all these attacks around the U.S. and things. And he's setting up and putting up these laws, okay, which he prescribed. All right. And, it's really wickedness, man, because he's the one that's doing these things, man. But, hey, only he will, let until he be taken out of the way. But it says, "This includes all from form types and making any final decisions, approvals, denials, as well as completing any oath ceremonies." The guidance to USCIS officers said, Mr. Trump June proclamation imposed a near total restriction on the entry of people from Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. It also partially suspended the entry of travelers and immigrants from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Syria, Lebanon, Togo, and Turkmenistan and Venezuela. The new guidance indicates that the immigration crackdown directed by Mr. Trump, following last week's shooting of the National Guard members, is much broader in scope than previously reported. The man accused of shooting the 2 Guard members, one of whom has died, is an Afghan evacuee who entered the U.S. in September 2021. So guess what? Now what they're going to do is going to point more fingers. The right is going to point fingers at the left for these things that are taking place, and this is going to cause only more division, all right, in the land of Babylon the Great, man. In which, they're doing it very good. In which it's really the Lord, bro. Can't give no fucking credit to these damn devils. These niggas are only following orders, man. All right, but the orders are coming from the top, the head of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. So all glory, honor, and praise be to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because the Lord is doing this perfectly, man. All right. And it says, under the Biden administration, exactly. And it says, who was granted asylum in April 2025 after Mr. Trump returned to the White House. So you already see where this is going, man. Just more chaos and more confusion in the shores and the land of Babylon the Great, and ultimately more prophecy being fulfilled through the spirit power of the great Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So Lord, one of this lesson was edifying. Until next time I say Shalom. And in closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Just say Shalom.